Moin moin everybody! So today's episode is all going to be about the propeller replacement on our 27-foot Bianca sailboat. When we purchased the boat, we noticed that all the zincs, the anodes, were pretty much corroded away. They were gone. And what goes after that is any other soft metal. So basically all the seacocks, brewer fittings, and also the propeller are corroded away beyond useful condition. So we have to replace all of that. Today is prop replacement day, so it's a major project. I will first try to get the nut off. I will give it some heat to expand the metal. I think it's brass or bronze or copper. No, bronze, I think. And if that works and I can break it loose and we carry on and see if we can tap carefully the propeller off. And I know you shouldn't tap too hard, but I'm hoping if I heat it enough and makes a metal expand, maybe I can get it off without taking the rudder off. Because consequentially, if I would need a pulley device like a pulley puller or something to pull the prop off against the shaft, I would first have to take the rudder off. And yeah, it's a bit inconvenient, but you know what, actually at this point not too bad, because we've been contemplating anyways whether or not we wanted to paint the boat. This boat is, I think, 47 years old or something like that, and it has a few scratches and dings in the gel coat, so it might be necessary to, you know, get us something in something nice condition to actually paint the hull. So we are contemplating right now whether or not we want to go the distance and actually paint the boat. And in order to do that, we would need to take the rudder off anyways. So this is today's episode. That's what it's all about: removing the propeller, replacing it with something new, nice and shiny, and hopefully things go all right. So fingers crossed. Coming. Yeah, okay. Let's put her in gear and give her some heat, and hopefully she will come loose. It's some WD-40. I hope that something will get in there. Completely galvanized. After heating it up like a madman, it worked. It actually broke loose. Haha! Love it. Nice. That's good news. One step further. I had nothing else but this here. So I'm super happy and grateful that it actually worked. Last few
frets, it's giving me attitude here. Well, still we are almost there. I want to touch it, it's still hot. Hot as heck. There she comes. Okay. Okay. It's already working even though I'm not in the water. Something simple like that, like some things, would have totally prevented that from happening. All this damage to all the throughout fittings and the prop. Because galvanic corrosion is a real thing. And it's just destroying metal in no time. So we put that on later again as a new one that I bought. So hope that the heat will make it expand just enough so I can get it off. Work good on the nut. Let's see how far we come with the prop. Because the shaft seems to be alright. Once we get that going. Let's heat up a bit and hopefully she will expand enough that I can maybe use some ice to get it off. Because it has to start to rain now. Problem is that the rudder is in the way. I really don't know how to pull this off. With the rudder being that close, it's almost impossible. Probably ain't gonna work, but let's see if we can get a hold on an odd angle here. Something like that maybe. Let's see if that will do it. Just break it loose enough. First slip here. So okay, I've decided that I have to take the rudder off. We want to paint the boat anyways, and this is on the way. I cannot really pull the prop off with a puller device because the rudder is in the way, and no matter how I move it, there's no way that I can do it without taking the rudder off. So the rudder here has 2 points here, the pin up here, and then down here there are 2 screws here and 2 here. And if I can get this off, I can lift the rudder off. So that would be the plan for now. The others came out easy. And this one isn't too bad either. Okay, now off. Question is if I can just pry this side off or what? Or is it also screwed? But I pried it all open. I hope that I can lift it out, up and out. We'll see. Oh man, it's way heavier than I thought it was. Holy buckets. Come on. Okay. There we go. Holy smokes. It ain't easy. It's not a light rudder, that's for sure. Let's put it on the top. Yeah, on the top. Okay, good enough for now. Yeah, the threads are actually in there. It's a really good boat. I put a lot of thoughts into the design. Yep. Now I can put full device on and pull it off properly because there's no other way. Even with heating, you have no angle to pull against the shaft. It ain't coming off, so I think it was the right way to do it. And again, if we really want to paint the boat, you know, with the rudder in the way, you can't really get to the stern, so I think it was a necessary move. It went pretty okay. See, that's why there were zincs on here. I think it's stainless, so you got two fastening points below the water line and then the other two up there. Shaft in the back is thicker, so here we got 25 millimeters, and then in the front part 16 millimeter, actually 16 mil up front for the threads of the shaft. Now we try to tackle that prop problem again. I talked to my dad and he sent me this pulling device. This part here will go behind the prop, and then we pull against this basically with a screw, and hopefully that will be enough to pull it off, and also we are going to heat it up again. So that's how far we came last time, and now the idea would be to grab on behind, press against the shaft, heat it up, and hopefully it will break loose. It's always the fun part of boat projects, that you never know how that actually works. And figure it out as you go. If things go alright, we can hopefully pull it off that way. The whole idea is to basically have that behind the prop, so this here should be already kind of relatively sturdy, but here's our oh yeah, here we go. Okay, we can go around here. I have only two holes where I can actually get that device onto. So first I want to get that adjusted properly, and then we can adjust this screw to kind of have that snugly against this. Then we go in here with the other two. So far the plan anyways. So this is adjustable and this is adjustable, and I think they all move freely. So this goes on here. Okay. I really want to have that completely fretted in because there will be a lot of pressure on that now when we press against the prop shaft. So now we bring basically the pushing, I don't know what you want to call it, the bolt that pushes against the stainless steel prop in position, and that will be here, and then I'll try to adjust the other two like so. This way we should have a relatively equal pull on this. Are you kidding me? I thought it would fit. No, it doesn't.
No way.
Yeah, it's actually smaller, way smaller. It's
Maybe you need 14.
14 or 13 even. Alright, I climb back up and see if I could find some other nut for that. Be right back. Alright, let's try it one more time. So, before we give that some heat, let's see, that actually works in 14 mil now. Yeah, it's more like a 13. I gotta be kidding me. Anyhow, I don't have the right ratchet for it, so I mean it works for now, and when we get a little tighter, but I see already it's off. Okay, see this here from this side? It's not level, you see that? So I have to adjust it again. I have to come out on this end and then on this, because it is important to pull equally, otherwise we'll kind of slide off with it. It will not be that pull at all. So I bring the upper side out a little bit and the other side further in. So this here needs to come out, let's say about to here. It's really not that easy. It's important to get an equal pull on both sides. That's kind of really the most important thing to accomplish here right now. Because otherwise it will not work and you might actually bend the shaft or something like that. So I think that is about as equal as it gets for now. Hopefully. Okay, that looks better. Okay, one more time to get a little bit more tension on it. Yeah, that looks better. But now we can actually apply some force. I'm wondering if it will come off already just doing that, or if we actually have to heat it up. I think we have to give it some heat. See that? Because that way I have a way better feeling about this here. It's kind of an odd angle. I'm wondering if we really got it full behind it, but it's actually around the prop shaft. So it looks okay. And that is not moving at all. It's kind of an odd angle this way, and I don't see why it is. So let's try this one more time. Okay, so I give it some heat. So the idea is that, again, that the heat will expand the metal and hopefully it will break loose. So it's not moving at all. I gave it the other day a lot of WD-40 already, hoping that it would zip in there and kind of break it loose. Apparently that didn't work very well. I'm trying not to hit the prop shaft. I want this to be a spool so that the shaft itself. Bang! It worked. Okay, don't touch it now, it's hot as Okay, that worked. Nice. And voila, there she is.
Galvanic corrosion is also known as bimetallic corrosion or corrosion of dissimilar metals, and that is an electrochemical process whereby one metal corrodes in preference to another metal.
Can actually go in here and nip off pieces of the prop like that. This is completely done.
In order for galvanic corrosion to occur, 3 elements are required. First, we need a conductive electrolyte solution, like water for instance, and then 2 metals that are immersed in that solution and therefore connected by it to one another. The softer the metal, the sooner it will corrode. And that's the reason why it's so important to put your zincs on, so that they can sacrifice themselves away before anything important goes.
Isn't that weird? Here's a pin in the middle. Look at that, completely gone. Well, I got the rest out, okay, that wasn't too hard, but... So I take it out and put it into a very, very safe place because I have a tendency to lose stuff like that. Oh! No! Oh, you found it. You're awesome. Thank you, babe. There's the first beep, 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 beep. Of course I did.
Guess what, guys? Something super exciting happened today. We got the new prop and it is super nice and shiny and brand new, and look at that beast for only 100 euros on eBay, and it doesn't fit. Yeah, it doesn't fit. So the learning curve right now is super steep, and I bet lots of you guys know that all, but I didn't, to be honest, and I was really that naive that I figured if I have the right turning direction, the left turning prop, and the correct diameter, and that it would fit on a 25mm shaft, we should be all right. It's not that easy. So the problem is, first to begin with, the coning is different. Here our old one is a 25mm prop, but there where the threads would be on the prop shaft, that's only 16mm, where on this end it is 20mm. So the coning on this one is way less aggressive and therefore will not fit. The drum height is the same, 60mm, and you know, a lot of other things are obviously not the same. The blades are wider, so it covers more surface area technically in a 360-degree circle than this would. And also, as you can tell, the pitch angle is completely different between the two props, so that will most likely also not work. The other thing that doesn't work is this is 1 centimeter wide, 10mm wide I should say, 10mm, this little wedge here, where this one is only 6mm. So that wouldn't have worked either. And I will travel to a Volvo shop tomorrow and talk to an expert who has actually a program to calculate the right propeller for us based on what we have. So I take my old prop with me, and he also wanted to know a lot of data about the boat and the engine that's in there, and gear ratio and horsepower and draft of the boat and length of the waterline and total displacement and you name it. It's a science. Yeah, so there's a lot more to props than I thought, you know, there would. I learned a lot. Alright, let's put a mark on it right here so that I know where my zero up is. Right here. First of all, I had to figure out what gear ratio I actually had. Let's put it in gear. Forward gear is on, good.
Kind of tricky to climb down here without the ladder steps. Okay, so I have my marker here. Now I'll switch to the different camera outside. And then hopefully I can see her turn on here. And we get an idea about the ratio. Because I have been on the monoshift gear, two different ratios. A 1:1 and a 1.91 by 1. So let's see which one we have. So we're recording. That's the shaft here, and that's our marker. Alright, I'm starting to turn. You can see on the camera that the shaft is turning. Half a revolution now, and I'm once around, so I go second revolution now. And here she comes back up. So, and she went a little bit further, just a tad. So I would say we got the 1.91 by 1. Let's do that one more time. Straight up, 12 o'clock. So I start turning. Shaft is turning, as I can see on the camera. Coming back up, so it was again 12 o'clock. That was the first full revolution. Now I go a second one. Here comes my groove up again on the shaft, and I'm back to 12 o'clock after 2 revolutions, and she went a little past that. So it looks like we got the 1.91 to 1 ratio.
After talking to the Volvo expert, I learned that the prop isn't ideal, but workable for the boat, if I can make that coning issue work. So the numbers on the prop mean diameter and pitch. So the first one is the diameter, second one is the pitch, and that is basically the theoretical forward distance in inches that the prop would travel in 1 revolution. Well, it turned out that the old prop was sitting basically way closer down on the shaft towards the threads of the shaft, whereas this one would slide further up, and therefore the coning issue wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was. Once I had it on, it fit snug and it wasn't moving at all.
Oh yeah, it's getting better. That could actually technically work. So how deep is it on now?
Now the big remaining challenge seemed to be to make this wedge fit in a way that it would fit into the 6mm wide groove of the prop shaft and remain 1 centimeter wide on the side of the prop itself.
So I need to get this right. So this is my shipmate little bench. Let's see how well this is going to work out, because I need to file some of them way, thinking maybe I just start from the top and work my way sideways. Let's see if that gets it to my 6mm. Slowly but steady, it's coming. I need this to be 6mm. So there's still some work to do, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Okay, let's see. Getting down to 8. Half a mil done again. So it's working, but tedious as heck. So slowly but steady we're going some way. Fits in here almost, so the middle needs a little bit more. Bingo. Bingo bongo. Now she's a bit long, and I shorten it. And then it would fit if I shorten it by about here. Yes, groovy. Now, that's that. So now I think I have the perfect fit here. Pin is in, shortened so that the nut can grip. Perfect. Right there. So with a pin it can flex a little bit. Once it's secured, this nut cannot go anywhere. I know it looks from the front like it's up a little, but actually it isn't. On the other end it fits perfect. We are in the boat yard here in a shed now because of the weather. It turns out that the nut will not fit on here, not completely anyways. That is because we are looking at a length of 33 millimeter. This here is about 2 millimeter too short. So I have a press plate, but I also feel like I want this wide area here to close off with the prop. So I will shorten this a little bit. Fixing that cruiser style. I know it's unorthodox, but it's the best I can do right now to get it done quick. So instead of shortening the shaft, I put a 2mm washer behind it and then a press washer, and that will bring it exactly to where it needs to be. I think it's better than cutting off the actual prop shaft. I feel a bit better about it. That seems to work. So washer, press washer. This is something like Loctite. It's coming over here. Liquid moly makes it. It's a medium strength thread fastener. So I'll put that on. I just use brake cleaner, and then we'll put the security nut on, and that should be it. There's a bit of that thread fastener on. Now we'll get it tight enough that will actually secure. So far my wishful thinking. Thing is going on super tight. I don't know if I can get it much tighter than that, to be honest. So now I have a very important, after I did this now, I put also a bit of Loctite between the washers just to make sure there's not too much movement. Now I want to definitely put on a zinc. Like so. This will live here at the very end, and then that project is finished. Again, before you use Loctite, always use some brake cleaner to make sure there's no residue left here, like fat or anything. So again, that liquid moly stuff here is equivalent to Loctite. And this is medium strength because obviously I want to get this off at some point again when I have to change the zincs. This is just from preventing it from rattling loose, and it would be kind of too bad if you lose your zinc because of something like that. Now I get a generous amount of it, and up into the hole we go. I don't have an Allen key, so Just using my screwdriver here. Give it a little impact. That's good. Alright, there you have it. We changed the prop cruiser style, $100 for a new one. Made it fit. 2 washers. Because again the prop shaft was a bit too long. The pitch is slightly higher than on our old prop and the blades are a bit wider. But then again it will have enough pressure to keep that mono gear from prevents the mono gear from sliding out of its gear forward or aft, so it should be alright. And now we got it on nice and snug and nothing moves, and I got a new zinc on so to prevent galvanic corrosion again from happening here. So I think we're in good shape. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Sailing Good Old Boats.